Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
So thankful for our sponsors today, Melissa Maloney and Nancy West. For more information on Nancy and Blessings of the Christmas Tree Farm, her new book, go to nancywest.com. And for more information on Melissa Maloney, voiceover specialist, go to melissamaloneybo.com. Good morning, everybody. Russ here. I am so excited to be here today, even as life changes and things move and we have to adapt and adjust. It is all good. We're here on a Monday morning, Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Got a new camera today and kind of adjusted my microphone and all that. So I'd really love to get your input today on how things look and sound. That would be great. But trying out something new. So anyway, it is so great to be with you today. And today we were going to have Pete Can, the laughter man, on. And actually, he's not laughing a lot today. I just talked to Pete. He's over in Bristol, England, and he actually has been tested positive for COVID. So he's doing okay. He's doing all right, but just a little under the weather and not feeling great. So he decided he better rest today. So he just wanted to tell everybody, have a good laugh, have a good time. He's all good. So he just needs to rest. So today I am blessed with a great friend, Nancy Barrows, who has been on several of my shows several times. And last night we had a huge surprise for her 1 year on LinkedIn that Tim Sohn put on. It was amazing. He and Brian Schulman, such a blessing. And Nancy's been such a blessing to so many people. So we're going to jump into all that and talk to Nancy about that and about whatever else she wants to chat about. She was so gracious to come on bright and early this morning, always ready, PJs or not, she's ready to go. So anyway, hey, I just want to remind you, if you don't know, I'm Russ Hedge. I am an inspiration specialist. I'm a marketing coach and a keynote speaker. I love people. I love to connect. And you can connect with me at russhedge.com. That's russhedge.com. And you can either email me, go to any of my social media. My phone number is there. You can text or call me. I would love to get to know you. You can even schedule time directly on my calendar and we can Zoom, chat, get to know each other no matter where you are in the world. And I love reaching out all around this great world, this great community we've been able to build. You know, Nancy was part of a special last week, one of my live shows called Russ Reels Live, and we did one on social explosion, talking about the community that has just exploded on social media and the blessings that there have been throughout this past year and a half, 2 years. And Nancy's been a huge part of that. So before we jump into her, one last thing, I just want to remind you that I am the author of Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose. Just had my year anniversary on that. Love to have you pick up a copy. You can get it on Amazon or any online booksellers. And I would love for you to get a copy of that so I can encourage you through my book. And just one last thing, that we're here every Monday and Thursday of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. And even this week, on Thanksgiving Thursday here in the US, I'm still going to have a Thanksgiving special that we have all ready to go for you. Great guests. So please tune in 8 a.m. Thanksgiving Day. Just enjoy that. And I hope you're resting with your family that day. So it'll be great. So with no further ado, I've talked enough. Nancy's coming in the house. There she is. Hey, Nancy.
Hey, how are you? Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I am so good. I'm sitting there working out at my club this morning, and across comes the message that I need to change things. So, and then I send a message to you, and voila, here she is, Nancy. I just appreciate you so much.
My pleasure. I even took off my robe. So, I'm dressed up this morning.
That is so great. Hey, we take robes, whatever, and we love your cat too. So when she pops in the screen, that is all great. Hey, so this morning, you know what I was thinking? First of all, last night, what a wonderful, wonderful surprise for you. And I mean, I thought it was, and that Tim and Brian put on. It was amazing. So many great people coming by to say, hey.
Oh, I lost you. You froze.
Did you lose me?
There you are. You're back. Yeah.
Okay, good. There you go. Live video. I thought, wow, we have silence. Okay. So many great people come by to say hey to you. And, what a great night, wasn't it?
It was amazing and so overwhelming. I had no idea. If you watch the beginning of the live on Brian Shulman's channel, that becomes apparent immediately. I was shocked and so overwhelmed by the love and appreciation and to have people reflect back to you the impact you've had on them over the course of a year is a really precious gift. We put out in the world every day, and we do it, sort of hoping, knowing that it's helping someone. And we keep going because we know in our heads that must be true. But to have people come back to you and take the time to show up on a Sunday evening, when you're celebrating a year on LinkedIn, and tell you, I mean, absolutely flood you with all the ways you've made differences in different people's lives and how you're received every day is like I said, it's a precious gift, and it will stay with me forever. Russ, thank you for showing up. There were so many people. Gosh, I don't want to say people and forget, but Jason Freeman, Michelle Cameron Coulter, Jenny Gold, Mark Lee, Rachel Druckenmiller, Carl Sullivan, Emily was there, Katie J was there. Let's see, gosh, the Eddingtons were there. Mike Petterano was there. Oh, goodness. Mark Lee, Jenny Gold. I said, well, I was showered with love by so many people out there. And Liz was there in comments that I respect and admire, and to hear their thoughts on me was, again, I'm a words person. Usually I'm fine expressing myself, and I can do so pretty clearly. Last night, that was not so easy. So it'll probably take me a couple of days to take that all in. But wow, I mean, Tim pulled that together. From my understanding is he decided 8 p.m. Saturday night, and by 5 p.m. Sunday evening, it was all going. But
Tim was amazing with that whole thing, and he was busy trying to keep it a secret. And the only person messing up and not following the rules seemed to be me. First, I put a comment in a special message thing that he had, and I accidentally tagged you, not even thinking, because I'm so used to that. And they're all sending me messages. Tim's calling me, quick, delete that message. And then he says, I thought he had talked about not making comments. So I go in, I didn't obviously read everything. And then I find out later he meant don't private chat, because I put something in the private chat, which I find out you can't delete once it's in there. And so I'm like going, okay, so I'm the rule breaker. So they had to put me on first just to get it all over with. Clearly, I could not follow the rules.
Here's the thing. So I appreciate you, quote unquote, coming clean. Hi, Ingvar. Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Tim. But what happened was you tagged me in a chat that I wasn't a part of. So I actually never saw that. And then I came into StreamYard after you had already commented. And one of the things about StreamYard that is a blessing and a curse, I guess, is that you made your comment before I jumped in. So I never saw it. I was a little suspicious that the chat was quiet, as quiet as it was. But all the suspicious lies that I was told yesterday, you're all forgiven for. So thank you.
Well, yeah, you did look surprised, but you also did look suspicious, like you had known something was going on. And yeah, I was laughing because it all came together really good, I think, for you. And so today, listen, you have been such a great impact with Radiating Real and just really showing up as you are. Tell everybody a little bit about that that aren't really familiar with it. I mean, I know all about it, obviously, but tell people what you've been doing with that.
Sure. The hashtag Radiating Real campaign was sort of born out of when I came on to LinkedIn a year ago, which is crazy to say how fast a year has gone and how much has changed. But a year ago, I showed up as me. I didn't know the rules. I didn't know metrics. I didn't know what I was or wasn't supposed to do. And so I just showed up and started telling my story and was me. And I got so many comments from people about how real and authentic I was. And it got me to thinking, of course, like, well, if people are commenting on that, then it must not happen very often. And so Radiating Real came out of that and my personal experience of having worn a mask for years and putting out this persona of who I was. And it's not that it was completely made up, but it was just one piece of me in my life and how I was living. It just was only sharing the good. And in my experience, I figured out that the fact that we're all living life and we know how hard that can be, but we're so reluctant to put that out there, how dangerous that can be. I mean, we're literally killing one another. People are looking at each other's digital lives and feeling depressed and less than, and that, theirs isn't worth anything. And so Radiating Real came out of my wanting to share myself in a real way, but also give other people permission, invite them to do the same, and for us to take those masks off and receive that unconditional love and acceptance. Once you do it, it's very hard to go back. When I came on LinkedIn at 48, I kept saying 47. Apparently I lost a year somewhere, but at 48, it was the first time really after telling my story publicly. I had spoken about what had happened with me, my traumas, my past. But it was the first time I put my story out there to sort of nameless, faceless people that might consume it and benefit from it. And it is when I decided for the first time in my 47, 48 years that I was going to 100% of the time show up 100% of me, like 100% me, 100% of the time. And that's what this past year has been for me. It's really been about stepping into myself, stepping into my power, stepping into my knowing, stepping into my voice, learning what my path and passion are meant to be, and that my voice is meant to be heard. And I'm out there helping people in ways I never thought were never imaginable. I couldn't have thought of for myself. And so, thank you to everyone who's been on this journey with me, because each and every one of you have got me to where I am today. In this beautiful place of being 100% thankful, having had my own show, or have my own show, doing other people's show, guesting, keynote speaking, and just being able to make these amazing connections with people. Up until I got on LinkedIn, I was sort of in a place of not needing or wanting friends. I went through my divorce 5-6 years ago, and people I knew for 12, 15 years, dear friends, sort of left. It was, I showed up differently because I showed up as me, or I didn't show up. And that made them uncomfortable enough to leave. And so I was sort of over people in that sense. I didn't need close friends. I was fine with the people I talked to sort of on the surface, and come LinkedIn, and I found this family that I never knew that I had or was missing in such a way, like that. It just made me realize how full my heart could be, and how beautiful humans are, and the people I could trust and be real with, and enjoy that full, deep relationship, because we're willing to get vulnerable with one another. We're there for one another, and we truly love one another. So
That's what's been amazing to me. I mean, I think you and I became friends early on in the journey. And it was amazing because you were part of the group that really propelled me in all that I was doing. And, I'm not a shy individual, but, it's nice to have people that are loving and supporting you in all that you're doing, because it encourages you to do more. And I mean, do more good stuff. And we all have to be careful. I mean, one thing we talk about is taking care of ourselves, being real. When you guys were so supportive of me back when I had COVID, That's what I was telling Pete this morning, who is not on.
Feel better,
I said, hey,
Pete.
I can. We love you, Pete, and I can totally relate to what you're going through. Thank the Lord that he is doing okay. I mean,
Yeah.
he's obviously sick, but he is keeping his smile and laughing. So told us to make sure we have a laugh for him. But during when I first had that, I'm never sick, and
Right.
so when I had downtime, and I actually decided to put something up on Radiating Real, trying to be encouraging to others that are going through COVID. It was amazing, the community and the feedback and the positive support and love that I got. And it was amazing. And it's all because you started that, because somebody has to take the step and actually move out and get things started. So thank you for that. And thank you for always you supporting me as well.
Oh my gosh, thank you. You remind me, it's funny when we meet each other along this journey, we don't know where we are, how long we've been here. There's people that I met that I didn't know were here forever and probably would have been totally intimidated to reach out to them. And people who had been here less time than I have and would have thought they were here forever, or the people who said, hey, I'm new and I don't know what I'm doing. And I was able to say, me too. And, we can do this together kind of
Right.
thing. And so meeting people where they are in their journey is just like, again, I love this platform specifically. I love LinkedIn. I love all the platforms. But what I find with LinkedIn is there's nobody from quote unquote like my past. I'm meeting everybody with who I am today, where I am today. And there's something magical about that. There's something really miraculous that comes out of that. And I found a community here. I was one of those LinkedIn people who said, like, I don't need LinkedIn. I have a job. And I was so very wrong. So if you have friends out there that are fighting it, please introduce them to LinkedIn. And please radiate real, you guys. This is easy. All you have to do is, if you don't want to put a photo, don't put a photo. But the idea is put a photo of yourself, like just how you are. Explain what's going on in that moment. It can be positive. It could be negative. It could be neutral. You could be exhausted. You could be exhilarated. And just tell us what the experience is of putting yourself out there and what's really going on with you. And then if you tag the Radiating Real family, myself and Tim Sohn and Russ, there's a bunch of us out there. We're going to show up with that unconditional love and acceptance and get that ball rolling, and you'll just see where it goes from there. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It is amazing how the family comes together, people support each other. And yeah, I mean, a lot of times, like you said, when you got started with everything, you were basically like, hey, let's do this together, let's learn together. And that's what's really happened. I think things have exploded. We talked about that in Social Explosions. The social media community, family, all of that has just exploded over the last year and a half, 2 years, because of the situation we were all in that was common to each other. And I was just taking a look. You were on almost 100 episodes ago for the first time on Marketing with Russ. And I think you were actually on something else before that. So we've obviously known each other for a long time, and we have grown and learned together. I've seen you go through this transformation where you first came on and we're not doing a whole lot, to now you're like the star of Shout Out Saturday and What's Good Wednesday with Brian. So and your own show and all the great things you're doing. So it is amazing. And I think when we're willing to take a step, when we're willing to be authentic and vulnerable in all that we're doing, amazing things happen when we move forward together, right?
Absolutely. I mean, people can only show up for you so much, right? They can only know what you tell them. And when you share more authentically, oh, that was so New York, authentically and vulnerably, right? It truly makes us real, right? How do you build deeper connections? Well, if I'm always the one that's going through the crap and slugging through the ugly, unsexy, snotty moments, and you're always great, that's hard to build a true relationship on, right? We know each and every one of us has our struggles, and honoring each other's struggles. My past is big, but not everybody's had my past, but it doesn't make their journey or their struggles any less important. Doesn't make their wins any less important to celebrate. That's the thing, like you said, the last 2 years really brought us back to, the commonality. And that's something I really hope we see moving forward, is people showing up for each other, people really supporting one another, people really coming from a compassionate, beautiful, open place. and making space for one another. If the last year has taught us nothing, it's how much more alike we are than we are different. And that's really the important part, right? Being human is an experience. It's universal. We're all out there doing it. And the more we're willing to share all the facets of it, the more we're allowing people to breathe a little easier. It's not just me. I'm not alone. It's the more we're giving people permission to step into their stories, their lives in the way that's really natural and authentic and real, and to not be walking around hiding things and with that heaviness and that drain all the time. Listen, there are amazing people with incredible stories out there. And I always say, I tell my story for those who can't yet tell theirs, and we don't have very much time, and my story is kind of long, but and hard to receive, but a quick overview, and receive it however you do, to your audience. I have no judgment about it, but I was sexually abused till I was 16 by my grandfather. I fought anorexia for years. I experienced my first major depressive episode after confronting my grandfather at 20 years old, and then dropped out of college. And then, life has just kind of been this mental wellness marathon, that I want to remind people looks like, 2 steps forward and sometimes 1 step back. And sometimes it looks like days you don't get out of bed or days you don't shower. And it looks like, in between all the great, sometimes feeling like you're getting nowhere. And it's, again, I say the ugly, unsexy, snotty parts of it are so part of our growth. Hey, Maria, how are you? Sorry, I can't even concentrate on everything going on. But that being mental wellness is not a destination. I think we put out there a lot is like, no, we're going to take care of our mental wellness. We're going to be good. It's not a place you arrive at and someone gives you a plaque and you hang it on your wall and you're done. It's a daily practice, and everybody's practice looks a little bit different, but ultimately one of the best ways to practice it is to reach out to others and support others. It's really hard when you're helping others to feel like you're useless and alone. And so I encourage people, a couple of things, to reach out to people, especially if you've seen patterns change and people, their communication is different, they're not showing up. I encourage you to tag someone right now, right, who may need to hear that the process of being human looks a little different than maybe how they've seen it out there before. Go ahead, let them know, let them hear this, let them grow through it with us. There's just so much to be gained by being together. And, as we say, incredible things happen when we do come together and support one another.
That's right. That's it right there. Coming together, helping each other. Really, when you are real with people, they're thinking, I'm going through things like this too. We're all going through things together. When we're able to lift each other up, the horrible things that you had to go through, but then you've had the supportive community come around you, because there's a lot of other people that have gone through either similar things or they're going through different things.
Right.
But we all have stuff, right? And I always say life happens and then we choose. Life happens to us, good and bad, and then we choose what we're going to do from there. And the LinkedIn community has come together in a positive way, in an uplifting way. Doesn't mean that life is always happy and positive. It means that we can come together, gather around each other, lift each other up, and be positive in spite of sometimes what's happening.
Right. That ability to focus on the positive is so powerful. And I will say there are days that it's not easy. And my quote unquote trick is the days that it just is real hard. I start thinking about things like, I am thankful that I breathe without having to think about it, because there are days that having to think about one more thing feels so overwhelming that I can at least have gratitude for, right? The fact that I don't have to think about that and it's going to happen on its own. And starting with the fact that I have hands that can hug people or pet my little kitties, which is soothing to me. And, my eyes can see beauty, that, whatever other pieces and parts of me that, I don't have to do anything to hear, and I can sleep soundly knowing that my body's taking care of itself. All these things that we can be grateful for in those moments when maybe we aren't feeling so grateful, and begin that gratitude practice and help our brains sort of shift over to that. It's incredible. Our brains are such brilliant, entities in and of themselves. And at the same time, we are so fortunate because of, yes, Maria, because our brains believe us. Our brains want to be our best friends, and they're going to believe everything that we say. So if you tell your brain, then I can't, you're looking at an uphill battle. If you tell your brain everything's wrong, and you live from that scarcity sort of mentality, as opposed to telling your brain you've got this and you've made it through this before and you've always grown and you have people that love you. Katie J, hi, you guys. I've missed so many of you in the comments. My apologies. I appreciate you all being here. It's hard. I want to be present here, so it's hard to be here and present here. But to just start with the tiniest things, even if it's like, you don't think you can make it to the next moment. If you're thinking that I'm grateful that I made it to the next moment, you've made it to the next moment, right? You've done that. So every little bit that you can do counts. And I'm so grateful for the people who have shared with me their journeys and have shared, on LinkedIn, their journeys. There's amazing stuff posted every day to encourage us to show up, to be real, to understand we're not the only ones. And that's this powerful place that we all come to gather here in LinkedIn is providing for each of us each and every day. And again, if we're doing that for other people, if you do that, I put in the comments, like, take a screenshot, tell us how you're feeling about Radiating Real. Do your own Radiating Real post, because the more of us who are showing up like that, the more this becomes a place of being real, where vulnerable is okay, where whatever you're going through is absolutely acceptable. Not only that, it's celebrated and supported. We can do that. We have the power to do that, one post at a time. It's each and every one of us. Think of the number of people who, thanks, Tim, who have, are on this platform. If our community right here did it, just us alone, what a difference it would make.
Yeah, it's interesting because, just looking at all the comments and all the people that are here supporting all that you've been doing, it's truly amazing. And I love how you said you're grateful, you're thankful for all that is going on. And we just want to, something that you've been a big supporter of, speaking of supporting, is as we get close to Thanksgiving here in the US, I mean, here it's coming in just a few days. We are just really supporting and promoting everybody, reaching out and being thankful and telling people how much they appreciate them and they're thankful for them. You're so great at that. You and Brian have been helping me with the hashtag 1000 thanks. Not my idea. Dr. Cindy Milligan, who was on the Experience Live with Russ and Scott last week, really came up with that idea. And Inger was on, and Scott and I have really just been promoting that because we just simply want people to do what you're saying. Be thoughtful of each other, be thankful for each other, and tell each other that you're thankful for each other. And that's what it's really all about. And so I'm thankful to you. I'll just say right now, 1000 thanks to you for just being so willing to put that out there, and just continuing. Yes. Love everybody out there that has jumped on the bandwagon. We've had so many people that have really been sharing that hashtag 1000 thanks. It's been amazing. And again, just like hashtag Radiating Real. Yeah.
I know he's out there somewhere.
That was very good. Hashtag Radiating Real and hashtag 1000 thanks is all about promoting good things going on. It is. Right. And so, I mean, people are willing to be kind, loving, thankful to each other. And that's really what we should be all talking about, celebrating our commonalities and where we come together, not celebrating our differences, because and sometimes we're so divided on differences, we lose track of where we really are so much alike. Yes. And we are all human, and we all do love, and we are all individual humans going through good and bad, right?
Yeah, we're all experience. Like I said, the human experience is universal. Feelings, emotions, they're real for each and every one of us, right? So that's something we can connect on every time. And I love the hashtag 1000 thanks. And the reality is, it's been embraced because people really are thankful. And what's happening most beautifully to me is that people are reminding other people how important they are and how appreciated they are and the things that they're loved for and the impact they've made. And that's huge. Again, we don't always realize the impact we're making. We don't always have the opportunity to get that sort of tangible response of we are making a difference. And you never know, the one person that you hashtag, maybe it's just exactly what they needed to hear that day. And you wouldn't have otherwise known. But when we give people the opportunity to feel seen and heard, and appreciated, what a difference it makes, right? What a difference it makes. And
It
that's
does.
how, I mean, how many little pokes at your keyboard does it take to do that? Not very many. And that's something we can all do for one another.
Yes, I completely agree with you. And you know what? Again, remember, hashtag radiating real, just showing up the way you are, showing up with your cat walking all over your keyboard like Nancy, showing up with my dog snoring next to me on the floor. That was so loud. I thought everybody hears my dog snoring. But no, just showing up just as real people, because I loved during COVID when people who had been very established had their kids photobombing them because their kids were home doing school. We're
Oh,
just
totally.
all real people dealing with life, dealing with families, dealing with friends, dealing with each other. And we need to come together and be thankful. I want to wish everybody an early happy Thanksgiving. We will be on Thanksgiving Day, but I want to give everybody an early shout out. And please remember to use the hashtag 1000 thanks
Please.
as you're thanking people, as you're blessing other people. We really, really appreciate that. And Nancy, I know you've got to move on because you have an actual job that you got to keep moving with.
I have a job to get to. Before I go, thank you, Russ, as always. Thank you for having me here, for giving me the space, for sharing your community, your audience with me. And I want to encourage one more thing. I'm asking so much of this audience, but when you see someone out there radiating real, even if they haven't put hashtag radiating real, go ahead and put that hashtag in and tag me, because I will show up and let them know how important it is that they're doing. I see people doing it all the time. And just to let them know how powerful it is that they are showing up real. Thank you. I would appreciate that so much. If you guys could do that for me, that would be tremendous.
Yes. And, it's just a matter of taking just a couple seconds. Like Nancy said, it doesn't take long to type a few words on the keyboard. It means so much. Just for example, last night with Nancy, it meant so much to her, everybody showing up. This morning, everybody in the comments showing up. It is so, so important, and we appreciate it so much. And as we're winding out, I just noticed we have a whole bunch of other people in the comments. So I'm going to put
I
these up as we
know.
go. They keep rolling in because they all love you, Nancy. That's why.
Thank you. I so appreciate. I know how hard it is, right? We all have very busy lives. And so I also want to encourage people, like, if you can only pop in and pop out and say, hey, you can only be here for a minute. Love you all. Bye. That's wonderful. Show up, let people see you, let people say, hi back, get that love, and just do what you can. It's so hard to feel like you have to do it all. And that's not what it's about. It's not at all what it's about.
Well, and that's part of Radiating Real right there. I'm glad you brought that up, Nancy, because we cannot all sit and watch all of each other's shows. We get that. It's just nobody has enough time in the day. But if you take the time to show up and just say hi, even if you're only there for a few minutes, it does mean the world to everybody. And I know that we all really try to do that. I try to show up for everybody as much as I can. I know Nancy always does. So many people, Inger and Emily and Maria, that are in the comments right now. So just appreciate you all. And listen, I just want to thank you all for being here today on our Change Up show. It's been great.
It's
And
our
thank you.
demonstration of how live really works.
That's it. It is live. It is live. So, hey, Nancy, hang on just a sec. I'm going to say goodbye to you and appreciate you coming on again today so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. 1,000 thanks to you, Russ.
See ya. Hey, everybody. Well, listen, thank you so much. This is live. This is the way things work. We do fly and make changes as we go. That's just the way it works. And again, I was telling everybody I'm using a new camera today and adjusted my setup and just would like your feedback. It's not perfect, but I'm making some changes with a new higher resolution camera. And as I work with other people on live streaming, I started off just using simply my MacBook. And sometimes when I'm out in the field with clients and different things, I still show up just with my MacBook and the camera and the mic on there. But I've been trying to improve things and just always trying to get better. It's fun. So if you have any input on that, please let me know. I appreciate that so much. Appreciate all of you showing up today. And, it has been a blessed day in spite of changes. We all want to wish Pete a quick recovery. We're praying for you, Pete. You're going to make it. You're going to get through this COVID thing that's going on, but we love you, and you just have a great day and get better. And until we see you all again, thanks so much again for being here. Have a great day and a great life. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.